Hey, Joann, your favorite breath coach here. How the heck are you? Yeah, I'm going to probably ask you that every time. And I know I've said that before, but I mean it. How are you? This is something that we don't often pay enough attention to. I received a couple of emails about how to know when we are in touch with our inner being, when we are in touch with source, or how to know when we're not being kind to ourselves. And I actually had this moment earlier today. And so this is what's kind of prompted this video. Um, in addition to the emails, obviously, but it was just kind of synchronistic that I got the email, had the thought pattern going on within myself, and realized what was going on. So, how to know when you're in touch with your inner being or your higher self, whatever you want to call it. We all have this little thing inside of us that we notice these feelings and we're not sure what it is. It's a moment of when you're watching a funny movie, when you're playing with the cats, the kid, the dog, whatever brings you that moment of glee and giddy. You get this overwhelming urge bubbling up from inside to just giggle and laugh and have a great time. That's you being in touch with your inner being. From that is where you're going to get some of these wonderful ideas that we get. The other thing is when when you're not being kind to yourself, the way to know that is when you get that sinking feeling. It's the exact opposite feeling. So if you're having that moment of, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, what are they going to think? Like, whatever the process is that you're going through, I always screw things up or, see, I can't even think of anything right now. It's those kinds of thoughts, those thoughts that are not nice, the ones that put you down. Those are the the feelings, that sinking feeling that you get in your chest, in your stomach, wherever you happen to feel it. That's your clue telling you that you're out of sync with your inner being, with your higher self, with God's source, whatever you want to call it. That's your clue. That sinking feeling or that moment of glee. When you have that moment of glee and that giddy feeling, you just want to giggle, you want to smile, you want to make it, you want everybody to be happy with you, whether or not they are. You can't control other people's feelings, but you can control the way you feel. And it does start with your thoughts. But when you have that moment of giddiness, pay attention to what you're thinking, what you're doing. Repeat that and just keep repeating it. When you have that sinking feeling and that feeling of, I just want to curl up in the corner and die, cry, whatever it is, pay attention to what you're thinking at that time. Those thoughts are your clue as to how you're feeling and how you're being disrespectful to yourself. I was listening to, if you haven't listened to Stephen Furtick, he talks about God in a very unique way. And he interprets the Bible in a different way. And it's actually very enlightening what he says sometimes. Today it happened to be, do not take the Lord's name in vain. Now, there are many, many, many interpretations of this. And when you use that phrase in the way he was using it, the thing is, how am I going to say this? Essentially, you are a product of God's source, universe, whatever you want to call it. In this case, we're using the term God. So when you berate yourself, when you tell yourself you're a screw up, when you tell yourself that you can't do things, hang on one second, I got a cough. Wow, that was really awkward. Anyway, when you have that moment of, I'm not good enough, I screw things up all the time, whatever the thought process is, ask yourself if you're not taking the Lord's name in vain in that moment, because you, being a product of God's source, if you are not being kind to yourself in that moment, are you not then taking the name of the Lord in vain? I just want to throw that out there. So my challenge for you this week is to pay attention to how you're feeling and notice the thought patterns that you're feeling in the moment that have you when you have that sinking feeling, or alternatively, when you have that feeling of glee, giddy, I just want to laugh my ass off. Okay, so just notice your feelings. You don't really have to do anything about it, just pay attention to them. And if you are in a position to be able to change those feelings in that moment, do it. And if you're enjoying that moment of glee, do it again. Notice how you got there and do it again. That's your challenge. It's pretty simple, it's not complicated. Give it a shot. When you feel that sinking feeling, pause, breathe, listen to what's going on inside of you, and allow yourself those few moments to recollect your thoughts and refocus your thoughts. Know that you are allowed to recenter, reset, and refocus whenever you need to. After all, when we combine all our vibrations all together, it is all of us working for the same ultimate goal that is going to heal the planet and keep it blooming and prosperous. And that's going to slowly filter out into absolutely everyone you know. And really, isn't that what it's all about? You want to help someone else, start with you. No pressure. Please be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. And if you don't know how, reach out. My email's in the description box somewhere. Please, you matter. I know sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but you really do. Love you. Be kind to yourself. Have a great week. Bye for now.